A former Panama City police officer was convicted of battery tonight after striking a man while on duty. Eric Conley was convicted of the misdemeanor after hitting Calvin Pittman several times in the torso late last year. As News 13's Thomas Schultz tells us, it didn't take jurors long to reach a verdict.
After nearly 2 hours of deliberation, a jury found Eric Conley guilty of battery as a misdemeanor Wednesday night. On November 12th of 2020, Conley hit a handcuffed Calvin Pittman 3 or 4 times.
Mr. Pittman was battered by Eric Conley, who was a law enforcement officer at the time of the offense. You should find the defendant guilty as charged because the state has met its burden and proved the charge of battery beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt.
Conley claimed he had exhausted all of his options before he hit Pittman.
Yelling wasn't working, screaming wasn't working. It wasn't working to try to pick him up. And so I used my palm about 3-4 inches from his chest, just saying, hey, just get in my car, just stop this screaming. And that was its extent of my striking.
Because Pittman was handcuffed and sitting on the ground, PCPD Defensive Tactics Lieutenant Jeff Rogers says the striking was not warranted.
Actually attacking movements towards the officer, that can be met with what's called hard empty hand control or punches, strikes, kicks, things like that.
Rogers says instead of punching Pittman, Conley should have called for backup.
Call for additional units if need be. If the subject's not trying to stand up and he's just seated on the ground, time's on your side, keep your distance, call for more units, wait on additional officers.
Since Pittman did not pose a threat to Conley, Panama City police officers interrogated Conley and read him his Miranda rights. He was then arrested, fired, and now convicted. In Panama City, Thomas Schultz, News 13, Panhandle Strong.
Conley's sentencing will be on December 9th. It is unknown if he'll face jail time or just probation.